Hi Libra, and welcome to your mid-November sort of update reading. Not doing weeklies at the moment, so hopefully I'll be back next month doing weeklies, but we'll do an update of your November energy. So, okay, gosh, you got the soulmates card as well. I can't remember who else got it. Pisces got it, and one other person got it, but I've only done 6 readings, so half the people's theme is about relationships. At the end of the day, Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Scorpio is about union, and hopefully, but it's retrograde, so there might be some conversations that might need to be had. You might find people are a little bit, people are quite spiky. Is that the right word to use? In their shadow. So when we're in our shadow, we can throw energy at each other, that sort of thing. But I'm hoping that's not what's going on for you, by the way, Libra. I'm not even sure where that came from, just because it came. So let's have a look. 6 cards for Libra. We'll look at what energies you have around you for the rest of the month. And this won't take away from November's reading, it's just a clarification around it. Page of Pentacles. The gift is the Hierophant. The challenge is the Ten of Swords. Now, Pisces got almost identical cards here. Identical. And I did Pisces reading on my channel. I just did it, but I've done some readings since then, guys, and the cards have been shuffled. Full card as other people's energy. Beautiful. 6 of Swords underneath the Hierophant, and then you go into the Death card, which is a card of change. Oh, and then you get Judgment as a clarifier. So this is classic Scorpio. Both these cards rule the energy of Scorpio. So for some of you, this is death and rebirth right away. It might be reconnection with someone that you might have thought the relationship was gone, and this is coming back from the dead. So there's 3 people in coffins that are rising from the dead, and they're giving thanks for everything they've received. It's a very interesting combination of cards. Very often you see them in the same reading. So behind you is the Page of Pentacles. This is obviously, it could be a young earth sign person, or it could be some sort of news around Pentacles. It's only a page, so the page grows into the Knight and the King and the Queen, but it might be some news coming your way. And the gift is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is like solid structure. And because it's with that Page of Pentacles, there might be some sort of very traditional, solid, concrete sort of coming into your life. Now, wait, I'll try and get a clarifier. 3 of Pentacles. It's almost like for some of you, there's a working as a team and a real focus on security and Pentacles. Now let me go to the challenge, because the 10 of Swords is a challenge. So the 10 is a conclusion card. If any of you think that something is ending, I wouldn't worry, because by the end of the week it's rebirth again. So the 10 of Swords as a challenge is either something is completing itself, or it's not quite yet complete itself, because the 6 of Swords is here. And the 6 of Swords is a card of not being where you were, but not in your new chapter yet. So it's very much a transition card. And because the 10 of Swords is a challenge, it might be something's not, a feeling like something's going round and round in circles. Tell me more about what brings forward this 6 and this 10. What's the 10 of Swords about as a challenge? Oh, it's with the 2 of Cups. Some of you really might think a connection's came to an end this week, because other people's energies are full. So this might be someone who's dealing with someone who just wants to be free, just wants to walk down a new chapter, doesn't want commitment. That's maybe what's going on here. It ain't going to last for long, because look at these two cards. So rebirth is like regeneration. Is there a connecting card between these two? Okay, you get the strength card. God. So first of all, you get the death card. Some of you might think this week that something in your life is over, okay? Definitely. Some of you might even feel that something's gone round and round in circles, because that's sometimes what the death card represents. It can represent a little bit of a dark night of the soul. The trick to the dark night of the soul is when there's a feeling that one part of your life is over, but the new chapter has not quite came in yet. So it can be that feeling of being in between worlds, a bit like the Six of Swords, okay? You really don't have anything to worry about, Libra, because right after the death comes the rebirth card. And the connecting card is Leo. So this could be for Leo, or it could be about following your heart, okay? So sometimes, because we're in Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, the energy's been very, very intense. Just about everyone's got the death card, by the way. Or the Five of Cups, very similar card. And it can be a feeling of, it's almost these three cards together. It's like, oh my gosh, this Leo, you know, the sun emerges after nighttime. And as the sun emerges, this brand new energy comes forward. These are what these three major arcanas together are. So you're in dark night, here comes the sun, and then right afterwards comes the rebirth card. But there's a lot of cards about being in a transition stage, so not quite landed yet. And the Ten of Swords is a challenge, is a feeling. It's going to go two ways, that you're dealing with something that's not quite reached a completion yet, because everything completes at the tens. Or you really think, oh my God, that's over. I've not heard from that person. And just at the point of midnight, something re-emerges, this light re-emerges. Incredibly powerful reading here, Libra. I found it for everyone, and I think there's so much leading up to the astrology of 2020. Tell me about the Fool. Tell me about other people's energy. This might help me to work out what's going on here. The Fool, but with the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is about someone keeping their feelings close to their chest. Yeah. Can be about an energetic connection. Very much, I guess, the idea of twin flame, where there's a real strong energetic bond with someone, but not always being together. That's what the High Priestess is. But this Fool energy is someone else's energy. And then when you get to that outcome is so powerful. And I'm trying to put myself in these cards, and it's almost like just at the stroke of midnight, this sun emerges and this new life emerges. And I cannot help thinking, for some of you it's about relationships, for others of you it might not be. It might be about these three cards, which are all about the earth. All of them. Every single one is about the ground under your feet and things taking shape and taking form. And because of the Six of Swords means you're not where you were, but you've not quite landed where you want to be yet. So that might be where the Ten of Swords is as a challenge, that feeling of, will this ever, ever, ever complete itself? So some of you have got that story around your practical life, but others of you, it's very, very, very much about some sun, some energy coming back to your life. And it's really interesting because by the end of the month, Mercury will be going direct, which means things will start to move forward again. Neptune also goes direct, so a lot of direct action going on. I think I need can you give an overall card for Libra, because it's not that I'm confused, but it's just very, very powerful. You get the Ace of Pentacles. So again, this is back to the Earth chapter, which is all, that Hierophant is all about the earth, solidity, security, that sort of energy, the tree trunk. One card for the relationships, please, because I'm a little bit, what on earth is happening here? One card for relationships. Now you get the Knight of Cups. But I can't help feeling that Knight of Cups is towards the end of the week. Because the sun shining after night time is coming out of the darkness. So coming out of the darkness is about re-emerging. I think most of us have been a little bit of a dark night of the soul, by the way. It's just when the life you've been living has outgrown itself, but you've not quite landed yet where this new beginning is. Aha, Six of Swords. And I think some Libras might have that in their relationships and their security, their housing, homes, that sort of thing. There's a great energy here of, what I say to people is, when you're in transition, is the hardest time to be in transition, because what happens then is the gap comes up, and in that gap comes a lot of, I want to use things like self-pity, but I'm not going to have a negative connotation around them, but we become like wounded, we can feel really wounded and really vulnerable. When will it be my turn? We all have it. We need to start talking about that hidden part of ourselves and bring it out into the light. And really that is what Scorpio is all about. Something really powerful going on here. And it's like, I can't put my finger on it, but it's those three major arcanas. It's way powerful than me or you. Some very sort of almost like, I don't want to use a cliche, but it's like there's a huge awakening happening. Yeah. And some of you, this transition is around practical matters. Libra, I'm sorry if that was... I still don't fully feel myself yet, and thank you for all the well-wishing comments. But I mean, these cards are very much, and I find quite a lot of people are getting this re-emergence coming up at the end of the month. Great hope. Beautiful reading, Libra. Very, very profound. And I love you lots. Bye.